What is up, DMV basketball fans? Welcome into another Believe in DMV Hoops. I'm Matt Moderno. I'm joined here today by Ish Leggett of Pittsburgh basketball. Ish, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well. I just finished up practice. It went well, so everything's going well right now.
How's the team feeling so far? Are guys gelling good and looking forward to the year?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to the year. Gelling super well and super quick, so I'm glad that that's the outcome, and just can't wait to get at it with the guys.
I love it. All right, we'll get a little deeper into this in a second. But first, we're brought to you by Stateside Vodka and their Surfside Hard Iced Teas and BetOnline. It's your number one source for all your sports needs this season: MLB, golf, UFC, tennis, everything you can think of. Get the latest stats, news, lines, scores, matchup reports, all you can think of for all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, so for anybody not familiar with your game, 6'2", 6'3"-ish guard at Pittsburgh, going into your fifth season here. You were ACC Six Man of the Year last year, average about 12 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2 assists, a little over a steal. But just how would you describe your game, kind of beyond just the stats?
Describing my game, I think I'm a gritty guard or whatever you need type of guard. Defense is where I think is one of my strong suits. I love just changing the tempo of the game, whether it be scoring, getting a steal, getting a key box out, just things of that nature. So I'm just a overall type player and whatever you need type of guy.
I mean this as the greatest badge of honor, but I think you would be a very annoying guy to be matched up against. And I feel like that's everything a coach wants from a player. So on both sides of the ball, you're going to put pressure on people when they have to guard you, but also you're willing to pick guys up the full length of the court and get after people. So just a fun player to watch me.
Appreciate it.
Anybody that you watch or study or you're watching film of to try to pick different things up from?
Drew Holiday is somebody I really look at. I just love his game. He's a bigger guard. His frame is about the same frame as me, and he defends at a high level. So Drew Holiday is somebody I really try and just take things away from his game and add them to mine.
That's a good one. Can't go wrong with probably the future Hall of Famer now here too after that other gold medal there. So that's a great one. Just respectfully, like, you are not the tallest guy on the court, but you're averaging over 5 rebounds a game. That's pretty good from the guard position. Have you always just had a knack for rebounding?
Yeah, I think my just anticipation of where the ball is going to be is something that really helps me get offensive and defensive rebounds. I just look at the trajectory of the ball, and I've been doing it for so long. It's just second nature at this point. So that definitely helps me stack up on those rebounds, being such a small, well, not such a small guard, but a small guard.
Yeah, you're not 6'9", and that's what a lot of guys 6'9" are averaging rebound wise. So it's pretty cool. Last year you still scored the ball very effectively, but probably didn't have the ball as much in your hands last year as you did at Rhode Island, just with Bub there and with Blake taking up a lot of possessions as well. Was that an adjustment period for you of just kind of figuring out when to pick your spots and call your own number and stuff like that?
I think it just like I said at first, just being a whatever you need type of guy. Sometimes it's not my day, sometimes it is, but either way, just being even and being ready when your name is called is something that I try and emphasize when I'm on the court.
Last season, you started 14 out of 32 games, stopped starting for a while after the injury, but played starters minutes, put up starter stats. I guess, was that something that you cared about? Is that, I need to start. Some guys like to come off the bench. I guess, is that something you worry about or think about all that much, I guess?
It was an adjustment for sure. But once I figured it out, once I got in the groove of the game, I feel like everything worked itself out. So, and it was working. So we're winning games. So you can't really say too much, but it was definitely something that I feel like I perfected coming off the bench, and I made the most of my minutes, like you said, and it turned out to be a great thing.
I think that's probably was a nice luxury for Coach Cable to know that you could do that and not rock the boat too much. If a senior player who's producing well can do that and still be, a team player, I think that kind of makes it easier for everybody else on the team too.
Definitely.
So just had a lot of big time shots last year. You've got kind of a knack for the big moments. Had big plays against Duke, Virginia, Wake Forest, UNC. I don't know. If you're like me growing up in the DMV area here, we still watch a lot of ACC basketball. So I guess you did it against some of the historic programs of the ACC. Was that just like an extra cool moment to be able to like have bigger performances or big moments against those guys?
Yeah, those are honestly dream come true. It's like each and every ACC game and non-conference game, just putting on a Pitt jersey, playing in the ACC is something that I have wanted to do for a long time. Just play at the highest level, highest collegiate level. So just being in the ACC, playing against the Blue Bloods, things of that nature is just stuff I grew up watching, and I'm just glad to be a part of it and glad to be an impact, a part of these stories. So
obviously you were an experienced college basketball player before getting to Pitt, but coming from an air quotes mid-major to an ACC school. But for you coming from the, playing in the WCAC in high school and stuff, like you've played other 5-star guards and things like that. So I'm sure it wasn't, I guess you told me, was it much of a transition to get used to kind of guarding some of these, more heralded prospects and stuff?
Right. Yeah. Like you said, WCAC has some of the best teams, guards, everything in the nation. So coming from there, high school, then going to Rhode Island and coming to Pitt, I think the switch up was it was seamless, honestly, especially guarding these type of guards because I've been doing it since middle school. So it was definitely a seamless transition in guarding. But the adjustment I did have to make was just trying to get shots up over bigger, taller,
Sure.
More athletic bigs and forwards. So that adjustment I made, I made that adjustment well during the season last year.
How long did that kind of take you before you felt like a little more comfortable, or hey, this seems to work more than that, sort of thing?
It's something I worked on as soon as I got here. I just seen the length of these guys. I'm like, wait, I'm not too used to this, but just going against guys in the locker room, practice every day, just working on my touch day in and day out. It definitely helped me prepare for those games last year.
Nice. It seems like you made the decision to come back pretty quickly. I guess walk us through that decision a little bit. Why back to Pitt? Why 5th year? All that kind of stuff.
We got unfinished business. That's pretty much it, honestly. Family atmosphere was always there. The brotherhood, the culture was always here. But last year I felt like we got shorted a little bit. But this time it's time to make sure there's no doubt that we deserve what we deserve and we're going to go and take it. So that's why I came back.
I love that answer because the last couple episodes of this podcast also had a couple other DMV guards, also two-way guys, which is another common theme coming from this area. You got to be able to play both ends. But unfinished business is maybe the most commonly said phrase on this podcast for guys that are returning to school for a second year. And I do think that kind of speaks to the DMV mentality of like, hey, like we're not leaving this place in a worse spot than we found it or anything like that. We want to turn things around and leave it, on a good footing or a good footnote there. So that's cool. How's the off season been? What are you working on? Any particular things you want to add to your game or you think we'll see differently from you this year versus last season?
Yeah, things I'm working on are just getting shots up off the dribble. Sometimes during ball screens last year, guys will go under, so I'm trying to make them pay, and they won't be able to go under anymore because I'm gonna be able to make that shot. And other things, just the game I feel like slowed down for me a little bit. So being sharper, being quicker on my reads, whether it be on the ball and off the ball. And then with those two, I feel like my game can come to another level.
You're a good shooter, in my opinion, right? You're an 87% or 86% free throw shooter. Like that's obviously the mark of somebody who's got good touch. 3-point percentages in the mid 30s last year. And I think that's partly you had to take some tough shots throughout the season too. Is that something that you're working on as well? Just, hey, getting the 3-point percentage up a little bit here, closer in line with like where you actually are as a shooter?
Yeah, for sure. Just being more consistent, making sure every shot is the same base, same form. Just the mechanics, honestly, just getting back to the basics is something that me and my coaches have worked on this offseason.
Nice. That's awesome. So you just mentioned coming from practice. So how are things? How's the team? How is everybody looking so far? And how do you feel about this year's team coming up?
We're looking really good. We're going to be a very athletic team, a very fast team. And it's just fun playing in these type of systems. We get the freedom to make the plays that we make, and most of the time they're the right plays. So just playing within this system, playing with such freedom, and your teammates and your coaches instill confidence in you. It's like you don't have any other option but just to go out there and hoop. So it's just a fun system to play in, and we're definitely gelling well. So that's good. The guys look great. So I can't wait for this upcoming season for you guys to see.
Any of the new guys that have come in that maybe you weren't as familiar with that have either surprised you or you're particularly gelling with from like a chemistry perspective?
I think all the guys that came in and done. I watched film on all the guys when they first transfer here or they coming from high school. I was familiar with their game, so I don't think anybody surprised me. I had the utmost confidence in them as coming in because I just seen their game and they're hoopers, and I'm a hooper, so I feel like hoopers hoop, and that's just the bottom line. So figure it out on the court, and the rest will take care of itself as long as you're playing hard, and all of them do that. So.
Other than stuff like playing hard, if this year's team is successful as you guys want it to be and think it can be, what needs to happen? Is there a particular style or way you guys want to play? Is this a defensive-minded team, an offensive-minded team? I guess talk us through like a little bit how you think this year's team will actually look out on the court.
I think, like I said earlier, we'll be a fast team. We'll be able to switch up lineups and be lengthy at all positions, so that'll help. When we get the rebound, we push. And love to play in transition, early shots, and defensive minded team. Like we can go, we're super defensive minded because we have the personnel to do so. So an aggressive team that gets after it on both sides is what you guys can expect to see this season. Fast, defensive minded team.
Yeah, that's fun to watch too. I think that's that'll fit in right with the conference you're in there too. Anything that you think will change about your role this year versus last season? Is it more on ball, more playmaking, more off ball scoring? I guess have the coaches talk to you about how they want to maybe change things up a little bit at all?
Yeah, I think it's just a mix of everything you just said, honestly. Like I said earlier, I'm a whatever you need type of guy. So whatever holes need to be filled, then I'm gonna be that guy to do so. So honestly, everything you just said is gonna up and increase this year. So I'm looking forward to it.
You're still a young man, so I'm not trying to age you, but you are one of the older guys on the team here now. How does it feel being the OG? Have you taken on more of a leadership role this year? Now that it's your second year in the program, or are you mentoring any of the young guys or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to take on more of a vocal leadership type of role because I'm more of a reserved type of guy, more of a lead by example type of guy. But just getting out of my comfort zone and seeing what's really on my mind is something I've been working on. Just that vocal aspect, I felt like I was missing last year, and I'm trying to increase that for sure. And the guys they're following in line. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to go to war with.
That's great to hear. I got to ask you one kind of off the beaten path question here a little bit. I cover the Washington Wizards here, so former teammate of yours is now Washington Wizard. What can you tell us about Bub Carrington?
Oh man, Bub, that's my guy right there. Hard worker. The Wizards, they got a good one, honestly. He looked great in summer league, and I can't wait to see him on the big stage, man. I'm super proud of that guy. Just going to war with him is just him and Blake both in the league now. It's just a great feeling to see their dreams come true, and it's a motivator because you went to war with those guys. We went to war with those guys every day, and it shows that the work does pay off. So I'm super proud of Bub, and I can't wait to see him do great things.
That's terrific. Same thing, a guy from the area here that I don't think people were pegging going into last year as being, a one and done prospect. So it's cool to see. And like you said, it's got to be based in hard work there too. So that's paying off. All right, just kind of shifting gears here a little bit, particularly, noteworthy or memorable moment, I'm sure for you, but me as a sports fan, especially somebody from this area, you got to have a big ACC tournament game in front of your dad, who's obviously dealt with some health issues. I guess just can you tell us a little bit about what that was like from your perspective, and for anybody not familiar, maybe a little bit of background there, just on the situation.
Yeah, so my dad, he has aphasia. It's when you can comprehend, but you can't formulate words, so he can't speak. And he's paralyzed on his whole right side. He got into an accident, but he was at the ACC game and versus Wake Forest, and just having him there, my whole family, literally friends, family, him, it just kind of lit a spark under me. I had one of my best games that season, and just that moment, I won't forget it for the rest of my life. That's like something you dream of, honestly. And just to see him smile and just to see everybody around him cheering him on, it just warmed my heart, and it kind of motivated me to just keep going, because those are the moments that you look back and it's like, man, I can't believe that happened, but I'm so grateful that happened. the way it did. So I was super excited that they got to witness that performance, and there will be many more to come, hopefully, with my pops and my whole family, my support system being there.
I mean, we don't know each other, but I was proud of you as somebody from the area getting to see that, and happy for you to get to have that moment, and happy for him because I think that was the first game he had seen of you playing at Pitt, right, in person.
Yeah, Pitt first game in person. Yeah,
that's cool. So to have a career night like that and totally go off on a big stage, I'm happy for you, and I would watch that either Disney special or 30 for 30 or whatever about that because it's that cool of a moment.
For sure.
Awesome. So I hope he gets to make it to a couple more games this year. I didn't look to see if you guys are playing locally at all, but hopefully that works out a little bit because I'm sure we'll see another big night from you with family in the stands.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a couple lighter questions here to wrap it up and get us out of here. Anything you'll share with listeners that they might not know about you? Kind of something off the court, guilty pleasure TV show or hidden talent or any of that kind of thing.
I'm not gonna lie. My top. I'm gonna put in the top 5. I won't say my favorite, but one of my favorite Netflix shows is Pretty Little Liars.
Okay, there you go.
A lot of people don't know that, but I feel like they would agree with me if they watched Pretty Little Liars when they were younger. At least I watched it when I was like 12, 11, and I kept it in my top 5. So yeah, that's one of my guilty pleasure TV shows.
I like it. I mean, it's a popular series for a reason. So you can't be the only one that's watching it. I'm gonna add it to my list.
I don't know if I would watch it now, but back when I was a youngin', it was jumping. I'm not gonna lie.
I got you. That's cool. I appreciate the honesty. That's totally fair. What else do you do for fun? What are you doing for fun off the court if you're not playing or at practice or something like that?
I'm a nature type of guy. I just like being outside, whether it be I went jet skiing for my first time when I was out here. That was really fun.
Nice.
I like to fish. I just like nature, honestly. Anything to do with outside, scenery, views, I think I'm all for it. So if it's going for a walk during the sunset or just getting outside and riding my scooter, I just like being outside. I'm a nature guy.
Is Pitt a pretty walkable campus if you want to get out and just kind of walk around?
Yeah, definitely. Anywhere you look, it's something to look at, honestly, just scenery-wise. So, yeah, that's another plus for Pitt.
That's a good fit. All right. So the whole purpose of this podcast is to tell DMV basketball stories and feature people like yourself. But do you have one sort of story that comes to mind that represents playing in the DMV area of just hey, how stacked this is, whether it was going up against another loaded AAU team or a particular guy you had to match up with or anything like that?
My 8th grade year, I honestly say we had one of the best teams ever. We didn't lose a game that year. I'm gonna just give you the roster. Honestly, it was me, it was Jeremy Roach, it was Chuck Harris, Terrence Williams, Hunter Dickinson, JoJo Freeman, Paul Lewis, Earl Timberlake. Did I say Terrence Williams?
Yep.
Tyler Brelsford. We had a lot of talent on this 8th grade team. That's probably one of the best teams I've been a part of. Just looking at where they are now, we're all still pretty much in the college scene. So we had loads of talent, and that's just one 8th grade team. So just pound for pound, I think the DMV is one of the best spots for hoops, honestly. So if you want to look up everybody on that team, see where they are right now, they're all doing great things. So I don't think you could pull up another team where each and every person is playing high-level Division I basketball or in the league on that team. So that's just one of the teams that I thought of off rip. That's whoa, that's a lot of talent.
That's a college basketball all-star team there, basically.
Nah, for real.
Not just from one area, but all from one team. And I got to imagine you played some other pretty good teams in the area here too. So that's a great answer. Thank you. I'm going to write that one down too and look up the rest of the group there too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Which DMV Hooper should we talk to next? Anybody you think that would be a good interview or a good person to chat with?
Let me think. Have you talked to Sway yet? Have you talked to Sway or no?
No, I've not had him on the podcast here yet.
Yeah, you gotta get Lil Sway on for sure. He about to have his breakout year at Georgetown. That's somebody I'm gonna nominate.
I've been trying to pull that one off, so I got to follow up with them later today. But he's a popular guy to talk to too.
Yeah, cool. Definitely.
That's a great answer. And yeah, another guy transferred in, about to have a big season. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing, I would love for you to plug the YouTube channel here a little bit, because I've been watching a couple of the videos and they're all funny and entertaining. So for anybody listening to this that's a Pitt fan that's not familiar, or DMV fan, tell us about the YouTube channel a little bit.
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. It's Ish Leggett, ISHLEGGETT. It's just day in the life videos, the behind the scenes that you don't get to see on the TV. You get to see my personality. You get to see a lot of my teammates' personality. And we got a lot of funny guys on the team. So if you guys want to go subscribe, check out a couple of videos. It's at Ish Leggett. And yeah, go subscribe, go show love. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love if y'all show it.
I think it's a good thing for younger players to watch too, because there's definitely some content in there about just the hours you got to put in and being the first one in the gym, and it's still dark out in a couple of these videos as you're getting into the car to head to the gym. So I think that's a thing for them to know going into it.
Definitely.
Any social media accounts that you can share with people so they can follow along with the journey here?
My Instagram is, I think it's just Ish Leggett. Yeah, Ish.Leggett. That's the Instagram. And Twitter, I think it's the same thing. I don't even know my Twitter. Oh yeah, great Ish, GR8ISH, the number 8. So yeah, that's my Twitter, Instagram, Twitter. Got a TikTok. I just be trolling on there though. So if y'all find it, y'all find it. I'm not giving y'all.
There you go. That's fair. You gotta have not like quite a burner, but that one,
right.
Keep that one for yourself. That's fair. And when this goes up, I'll tag the Twitter account too, so people will see that one right away. Ish, this was awesome, man. Anything you want to leave DMV basketball fans with, or Pitt fans with, before we close out?
Pitt fans, can't wait to get this season started. Just can't wait to get out there with the guys and show you guys what we've been working on this off season. DMV, keep defending our name. We got the best basketball in the country, man. Yeah, I know what it is.
That's a great answer too. All right, everybody. That was Ish Leggett at Pitt. Appreciate the time. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the like button for us, rate, review, subscribe, all those things, always helpful. Presented by betonline.ag, and we will catch you all next time.